Namaskar, Har Har Mahadev, Jai Shri Krishna, Jai Shri Ram. So we all know why we have assembled now. आज रविवार का हमारा विशेषांक है और आज ही के दिन हम हमारे आगामी संपूर्ण सप्ताह कैसे जाने वाला है, क्या करने वाले हैं, इस विषय पर आज हम चर्चा करते हैं। हमारे साथ प्रत्येक सप्ताह परमानेंटली आचार्य जी आते हैं, विक्रमादित्य जी, और साथ ही में जो विशेषांक होता है उसके उनके जो फोरकास्ट होता है, उनका जो प्रेडिक्शन होता है, उस पश्चात ही हम मंत्र का भी शिक्षा लेते हैं। तो अविलंब ही हम अभी विक्रम जी को ऐड करेंगे और उस पश्चात आज का जो ये कार्यक्रम है हम अविरत लेकर चलते हैं। जी विक्रम जी नमस्कार, हर हर महादेव।
हर हर
जी
महादेव।
हर हर महादेव। सो विक्रम जी बताइए जरा, आपका पूरा सप्ताह कैसा गया और हम अपने अगले सप्ताह को भी कैसे सोच सकते हैं?
Yeah, this week was quite good, and yeah. So I hope next week also will be good for everyone. Okay, so
Yes.
we'll start with the Mesh Rashi. See, for Mesh Rashi, this is a very good week, especially for those who are running a good Dasha. Okay, and for all Mesh Rashi people, I would suggest that they could try to renew their relationships and friendships with those people with whom they have lost contact. Okay, so this is a very good time for them to renew their friendships and relationships. And if they are running through a good dasha, definitely they will have good profit in their business also. But for those Mesh Rashi people who are running a bad dasha, they have to be careful in their business. Otherwise, there is a risk of incurring losses. So, in order to avoid it, they can do some donations or donation of food or any other thing in temples. Because if they donate in temples, what it will do is it will minimize the at least it will minimize the losses which is being forced on them. Okay, so because when you donate something, you are voluntarily incurring a loss. Okay, and what happens when you do this? The unexpected losses will be you are trying to minimize it. So definitely it works. Okay, and I have found that it worked for me also. Okay, and for the next you have and for yeah one more thing for Mesh Rashi people, they can also try to do things which will improve their lifestyle and health. Okay, they can start yoga, they can start doing meditation, and they can start doing new things in order to improve their lifestyle. Okay, so this is for Mesh Rashi, and next comes Rishabh Rashi. For Rishabh Rashi people, they have a good week. Okay, for most of them, it will be a good week, and especially if they are running their own dasha, it's going to be really good time for them, and it will be good time for improving their knowledge also. Okay, so they can start doing things to improve their knowledge and improve their skill sets. So this is a very good week for them. For those people who are running through bad dasha, if you are a Rishabh Rashi person who is running a bad dasha, you have to do remedies for Mars, like you can pray to Lord Kartikeya. Okay, and we have already seen the mantra for basic mantra for Lord Kartikeya. It is Om Sarahana Bhava. So you can chant Om Sarahana Bhava during Tuesdays if you are incurring a loss in your business. Okay, so this applies to all Rishabh Rashi people. And they can also, Rishabh Rashi people who are running through bad dashas, they can also donate food, like you can organize Annadan in temples. And you can also, you can do Vastradan and Annadan to temple priests and Prohits. Okay, so this is for Rishabh Rashi people. Then comes Mithun Rashi. For Mithun Rashi people, this is a good week, and especially if they are running a good dasha, they can try to try to complete the pilgrimages which they have been planning for a long time. Okay, and they can also try to improve their knowledge, and they can try to learn new things this week. And they can some people would have prayed to God that I'll do this, I'll donate this, if this happens and that happens. And after whatever they wished for is happening, they their own it will, sometimes they may face delays in keeping up their promises. For them, this is a very good week, and this is a time they should keep up their promises to whichever temple they prayed for. Okay, so this is for Mithun Rashi, and for Mithun Rashi, people who are running through bad dashas, they have to be diplomatic, and they have to be adjustable so that they don't fight with their friends and well wishers. Because this week there is a risk of having a misunderstanding with your best friends, so you have to be careful about that.
So one can also use this time to patch up anything that was going weak also. You
Yes,
can,
yes,
if
yes.
you are very, very conscious of that, then you can also mend your whatever relationship,
Correct,
little bit of
correct.
strife if at all you had. Yeah.
Yes, yes. They can also they can also ask for improvement in their career, if they can ask their superiors for promotion, and if they are running a good dasha. Okay,
Okay.
but if they are running a bad dasha, then they have to be diplomatic. They should make sure that they are not demanding, because if they are demanding, it can burn bridges.
Backfire. Yeah.
So next comes Kark Rashi. For Karka Rashi, this is a very good week, and especially for those who are running a good dasha, this will be a time when they can make good profits in their own businesses, and and they can get their wishes fulfilled this week if they are running a good dasha. But if they are running a bad dasha, there can be health problems for the father, and there can also be health problem for themselves also. So what they have to do is they can avoid this by donating in temples and to temple priests. Okay, and they can also donate to poor people, because helping poor people also this week will minimize your problems. Then comes Simha Rashi, Leo. For Leo people, if they are running a good dasha, this week is again a good week, especially for those who are trying for improving their career, and for those who are running their own businesses. This week will be good. But if you are a Simha Rashi person who is passing through a bad dasha, then you have to be very diplomatic with your business partners as well as your life partner, because if you are too rigid with your life partner or business partner, there is chance of breakup. So you have to be careful about it. And during this period, you can help poor people, and you can do some donations to poor people, and you can also pray to your local guardian deities. Okay, if you are living in a small village or a small town, there might be some guardian deity temple, and you can go and pray
Gaon
there.
Devi.
Yes,
Gaon Devi kind of temples. Yeah.
yes, yes. And then comes Kanya Rashi. For Kanya Rashi, this is a very good week to improve their health and lifestyle. Okay, and for Kanya Rashi people who are running a good dasha, they can also do things which will help them to improve their knowledge. Okay, they can start to learn new courses. They can try to update their knowledge and skills. And if they are running a bad dasha, then there will be minor health problems for the children. Okay, that they can avoid by feeding animals. Okay, so by feeding animals, I mean, if you are a Kanya Rashi person whose child is having some health problems, you can feed animals. Like you can even feed stray animals also. Okay, so or at least you can feed some birds. Okay, so some kind of donation to zoo keepers, those kind of things will also help. And you can also do donations to orphanages. Okay, if you are running a
Also
bad time.
feeding gaumata and all.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes, okay.
Definitely feeding gaumata is really that's the best. Okay, feeding the cows. That's the best.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, they can also donate to your NGO also, because
हाँ हाँ.
you are doing a very good job in taking care of cows.
Mm-hmm.
So and then comes Tula Rashi.
Okay, supposing somebody has got this thing in their Rashi, that they have to kind of feed cows or feed something, instead of directly feeding, if they donate to any organization who is making
Yes,
Gaushala or who is taking care
yes,
of
yes,
cows,
yes,
will it be the same, or do they
yes,
have
yes.
to feed themselves only?
No, 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 no. They can you see. You cannot expect everyone to be having free time, and doing. I mean, free enough. I mean, free enough time to go to Goshalas and go to temples to do these donations. See, there are people who are working like 24/7. For those people, it's going to be very difficult. For them, they can definitely outsource their donation work. Yeah, definitely they
Mm-hmm.
can. They can donate to organizations. Definitely, yes.
Okay.
And next comes Tula Rashi, and for Tula Rashi, this week is really good, and they can they can uh, start new practices to improve their lifestyle. They can start to learn yoga. They can start a few new fitness regimen. So something those kind of things they can start in order to improve their health. Okay, and they can also learn new things this week, and if they are running through a good dasha. On the other hand, if they are running through a bad dasha, then they may have health problems. For those people, if you are a Tula Rashi person who is running a bad dasha, and if you are facing any health problems, this is the time you should start to watch over your food habits. This is the time you should yeah, because whatever you eat, that becomes your body. Okay, so you should start improving your you should start avoiding junk food, and you should start sticking to healthy traditional foods. And then comes Vrishik Rashi. Vrishik Rashi people who are passing through good dasha, this is a time for improving your career, and you can also update your skills and talents this week. This is a very good time, especially if you are running a good dasha. But if you are running a bad dasha, this week you may get health problems, and there might be problems in your career also. So you have to be a little bit careful in your career. Like you should be diplomatic, and you should also start donating in temples, and you should donate to your priest also. Okay, and if and it I will suggest people who are passing through bad dasha. If you are a Vrishik Rashi person who is passing through bad dasha, you can definitely visit a Shiva temple or a Vishnu temple, whichever is nearest to you. Okay, so whichever is convenient to you. And then comes Dhanu Rashi. For Dhanu Rashi people, last week would have been a little bit tough for them, but this week will be much better for them. Okay, and they have to little bit reduce their ego while dealing with their life partners and business partners. Otherwise, this is a very good week for them. Okay, and if they are running through a bad dasha, they may have health problems. For that, to avoid that, they can do some donations to cows, especially cows, and they can donate to women. Okay, for especially for poor women uh, who need financial help, you can help them. And you should not and for Dhanu Rashi people, they have to be careful. I mean this applies to for entire lifetime also, because Venus is a very hostile planet for them. So they should avoid taking advantage of females. Okay, whether they are male or female, it doesn't matter. They should not take advantage of females. Okay, and especially this applies this week very well. Okay, otherwise they will get into health problems. Okay, and then comes Makar Rashi, Capricorn. If you are a Capricorn person, if you are born in Capricorn moon sign, Makar Rashi, and if you are running a good dasha, this is a very good week. And especially if you are running through good dasha, you can start a new quest for knowledge, and you can also get into activities where you can improve your health. Okay, so this is a very good week for them. And for Makar Rashi persons who are running through bad dashas, they have to be careful, especially in the first 3 days of the week. Okay, like today, July 3rd, 4th, and 5th. For 3 days, they have to be very careful, especially when they are driving on the road. And in the first 3 days of the week, all Makar Rashi people have to be careful while communicating with other people. And you should also be double careful when you are in a important financial transaction. So this is for Makar Rashi. Then comes Kumbh Rashi. For Kumbh Rashi people, for all Kumbh Rashi people, I would tell them to be careful from the second half of 5th July. So 5th July, 6th July, and 7th July, they have to be very careful. They have to be very cautious while driving on the road and while dealing in financial transactions, and they have to be very selective. They have to be very careful in selecting the words while communicating with other people, because they can get a little bit harsh there on these 3 days. Okay, they may lose their temper, and those kind of things are possible. So they have to be very careful in the on this week, especially on 5th, 6th, and 7th. Okay, and then and if you are running through a bad dasha, you should also be careful about your health also. Okay, during those days. And then comes Meen Rashi. For Meen Rashi, this is a very good week, especially if you are trying to improve your health, and they can also this is also a good week if you are trying to improve your communication skill. Because if you are bad if you are having some problem in communication, or if you are trying to struggling with to learn a new language, this week will be a good week where you can set right your communication skills. Okay, but again, you have to be careful while when you are trying to be very funny with people. You have to be very careful, because you may use some wrong words, or you may use some wrong inadvertent, like unknowingly, you may say something with a double meaning or something like that. You have to be careful about it. And if you are running through a bad dasha, you have to be careful with your mother's health. In order to avoid it, and in order to minimize it, you should pray to Lord Shiva this week. Okay, and donating in Shiva temple, or donating for priest of a Shiva temple, it will be very beneficial if your mother is having some health problems. So this is for this week. Over to you, Gayatri.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you so much. I'm sure all of our viewers will be highly benefited and has already been benefited. Many of them have already started writing to us that because of all these predictions, they are able to mentally prepare themselves, for this week ahead, because
Yes,
generally people think that if at all it is a prediction, then you are kind of coming with a judgment already, and you have already made up your mind, acha, this week will be like this or like that. But what we generally try to do is basically help you to design your thought process. If at all you are facing with something which is standing like an impediment to your growth in a particular week, you need not be disheartened. You need to know, okay, this is what is happening. I am aware of it. So now I acknowledge this and then I move ahead. How do I overcome this?
yes,
How do I make it to my advantage? How do I keep my cool and not get rattled by it? So I think that is most important. Our outlook, situation, as we say in Hindi, for all our darshak, I'll just say in Hindi, I'd say, par, paristhiti basically means par ka sthiti. Paristhiti is par ka sthiti, bahar ka sthiti. That bahar ka sthiti should not dictate your andar ka sthiti, your internal sthiti. That internal situation should be under your control. We should be able to control that. If at all we keep changing, or we are under the dictatorship of what's happening
Correct.
outside, that is not at all under our control. How Vikramaditya ji is going to react the next minute, or what he's going to say the very next minute, that I have zero control over that. However, whatever he says, how I am going to react, whether I am going to let myself get rattled, or whether I am letting myself go very, very cool, calm, and deciphering it. Do I go full blast, or do I feel very bliss only because he's saying good words? Do I go total nut just because he has said one or two words which I do not like? Then that means that my internal sthiti is totally under his control. Today, we have Acharya Vikramaditya ji who would not have any maleficent intent. But if at all anybody comes to know about your weaknesses or our weaknesses and has a maleficent intent, that person can use it to their advantage, and certainly it will not be for our advantage. It will be for our most biggest disadvantages. They can play with our dispensation, they can play with our entire thought process, and they can make our entire day go hell. Okay, so our the entire reason, our entire goal as to why we are doing these predictions is so that all our viewers, everybody, especially whosoever, irrespective of whichever culture, whichever background you come from, we simply want to give you with the tools so that tomorrow, in the best of the situation, you do not lose your mind. In the worst of the situation, you do not lose your cool. Thank you so much. So, Vikramaditya ji, we would now move on to the next
Yes.
segment. So, may I know which planet we are going to talk about today?
Yeah, we are talking about Buddha this week. Mercury, planet Mercury, the
Okay.
smallest planet in the solar system, but
Yes.
it's the most
Yes.
crucial
Yes.
planet.
Like the
If
closest to the
you,
sun.
yes, yes, yes. And most of the time you will always, if you look at any time, if you look at the transit, planetary transits, Mercury will not move more than one sign away from Sun. Either it is one sign away ahead of Sun, or it is one sign lagging behind Sun. That's it. It will not get farther away from Sun beyond this distance. See, what happens is the Mercury is, I mean, if you take the Naisargika bal, the natural strength of planets, Mercury being the smallest planet, it has the smallest, it has the lowest strength. I mean, by default. But still, I'm telling you, for certain Lagna people, Mercury can be the most harshest planet. Okay, and especially in certain dashas, I just believe me, I have experienced it. Mercury can wreak havoc on your life. Okay, and there was a time I was so scared about Mercury because Mercury seriously. When I started learning about my own chart, it was Mercury that was the most playing the biggest. Uh, you know, like it was like a big demon for me. Okay, so okay. So talking about Mercury, it's
Someone who was playing
Adidevata.
a villainous role
What?
in your chart. Mercury was playing a villainous role in your chart. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, 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 yes. For certain Lagna people, it's going to be very tough. Okay, and for Aries, Scorpio, and for Makar Rashi, and even for even for I would say Katka Rashi also. To some extent, it's a hostile planet. If your Lagna is in Scorpio, Cancer, Capricorn, or Aries, you just be careful about Mercury. Don't underestimate Mercury because it can be very tough. it can destroy your happiness. Okay, okay. So what happened? Mercury was born, and I don't have to repeat it again. I'm sure most of you would have known that story. See, and what happened is Mercury was born as a very intelligent person. I mean, and Mercury did apply. Buddha attained the status of being the planetary lord. And what happened is Mercury then married a transgender. Okay, it was actually a king who got cursed to be a woman. He became a transgender when he became a female. That king married and he married her. See, what happens is if you look at the 9 planets, Mercury and Saturn are the transgender planets. Other planets are either male or female, but Mercury and Saturn, they are both transgender, and there is also a little bit difference between Saturn and Mercury also. Mercury is feminine transgender, and Saturn happens to be a little bit masculine transgender. So that's a more finer difference between
Yes, yes, that is what
Saturn
I
and
will.
Mercury.
I actually wanted to say
See,
that only because, when we talk about Shani ji, it is basically Shani Dev we refer to. This transgender thing is something very new to me. I think it will be very new to many others. Would you please throw some more light onto this?
yes, yes, yes,
Yeah. Be it Saturn or be it even Buddha, because we don't know about any planets being transgender. So, yes, would really love to know about this.
yes. See, one thing is, if you are suffering during Mercury Dasha, okay, if you find out, yes,
We are not getting
yes.
your
See,
audio. We are
you
not getting
can
your audio.
use this concept while checking for homosexuality, because the placement of Saturn or Mercury in certain houses in Navamsha, you okay. Is it clear now? Is it clear?
Yes, yes, now I can hear. Now I can hear.
Or am I audible now?
Yes, yes, now you're audible. You're audible now. You're audible now. Go ahead. But your audio went again. Can't hear you.
Can you hear me? Okay. Yes.
Please
Did you
exit
notice
and
it?
then
I
come
was just
back.
about to tell you the remedy for Mercury and communication skills.
God, 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 God. That's very interesting. That is very interesting. Oh my God. Gupta ji was born on 8th month on Ashtami in 8th hour on Saturday. Wow, wow, wow. Gupta ji. Oh God. Yes, Devo Narayana. This is something that we know by looking at the charts. One can actually figure out whether the person is, has got this propensity towards a particular, sexual preference or not. What kind of sexual orientation that person might have. Yes, yes, yes,
Can you
yes,
hear me now?
Vikramaditya ji.
Can you?
Yes, we can hear you. We can
Okay,
hear
listen.
you. Go ahead.
Okay. See, when I talked about the Saturn and Mercury, see, one thing is first you have to check for certain planetary position in the main chart. Okay, main chart in Navamsha. Then you have to check for certain positions of Saturn and Mercury to confirm whether a person is having a planetary. That main planetary position has been mentioned by sage Parashara Maharishi in his book. Brihat Parashara Horashastra. Okay, so anyone who is interested, they can go through that book, and that book is the Bible of Vedic astrology. Okay, and you can also use this concept of transgender planets to check for adoption in Saptamsha chart. Saptamsha is a divisional chart which is
Now, if you
used
say
to
adoption in the Saptam, this thing we won't understand. Please break it down in very layman words.
okay. Yes,
Okay,
yes.
the very
See,
for few things I
when
want to ask you. No. Vikramaditya ji, I want to ask you a few things. Okay, let's go one by one.
yes,
uh, Few things that you have said, which is actually kind of creating some kind of whirlwind here,
mm,
even in the comment section, as it is creating that kind of invigoration even in me. Is that you said that there are a few planets which are homo, as in like trans. Okay, so be it the Mercury and be it the Shani ji, do let us know how it is. We want to know. Again, your audio went. Today, Mercury is playing a great game. Okay. So, Mercury is basically about your
the main thing
father.
is
Yeah.
the Saturn and Mercury is used only as a it's only for confirmation purpose. Yes.
We can't hear you. We can't hear you. No, something
Can
is
you hear
wrong.
me now?
Okay, let me just. No, I can't hear you. So,
Communication.
let me just. Yes, yes, yes.
Saturn is the main planet that governs communication. And when I'm talking about Mercury, I'm getting communication problems here. So Mercury is getting angry with me, I guess. Can you hear me
Yes,
now?
yes. Now I can hear you. Okay, let's get in Guru also on the stream. So, Guru, would you be able to throw some light while we have Vikram ji back?
Yeah,
Yes,
so to Sambhom Age, Namaskar to
yes,
everybody.
yes, yes,
So,
yes.
to begin with, what actually Acharya Vikramaditya was trying to say, as per Indian astrology or Indian method of calculation, Jyotish, planets are basically classified into three groups. Number one, it is male. Number two, they are female. And the third is transgender. So, what it necessarily means is whether if you are having a male planet, okay, it represents the male aspect of that particular native to whom the horoscope is casted. So they will behave in a particular way when it comes to these planets. And when it is a female, it is not pertaining to the gender, but it is pertaining to the way how they would, the native or the Jataka, Jatika, how they will be reacting and responding to that situation and how we can gauge them. It is based on that. And the third is transgender, which means that there are three planets which are widely considered as a transgender. So their way is unpredictable. That is, we cannot gauge like this is how whether they will be egoistic or whether they will be emotional. That you cannot gauge. So the
Your voice is fluctuating a lot. I think you are either moving around too much or you are walking too much. I don't know.
I am just sitting in one place, stable.
Now we are able to hear you properly. Please go ahead.
I guess I need to keep my mic next to my mouth. Okay.
Yes,
So
please, yes.
yeah. So based on our Jyotish, the planets that are classified as male are Surya, Mangal, and Guru. The planets that are classified as female are Moon, that is Chandrama, Shukra, or Rahu. And the planets that are considered to be transgender are Buddha, Shani, and Ketu. So these are the uh, classifications of planet based on the gender. मतलब क्या है? So with this, what are the things that you can calculate is that अगर किसी का पंचम भाव में कुछ if you have the male planets, then it is easy to predict that the native will have a male child, or the possibilities of getting a male child is pretty high. And there are many aspects, not just this is just a basic rule. I wouldn't say a thumb rule, but this is a first consideration that any astrologer would say, for example, if these planets which are listed as given, as said previously, then the presence of these planets in the pancham ghar from the ascendant or lagna, it is an indicator that what child will be born and how their purva punya will be present. So based on that, we can calculate the offsprings and how the generation of that particular native will go on. So coming back to Buddha, so हमारा आचार्य ये कहने वाले थे कि Buddha is a planet which has a very naisargic bal, or the natural strength to be low, but it is very very powerful enough to cause a lot of chaos. Why? So I will show some light on. I will throw some light on that, because Buddha is a planet which is designated for communication, quick wit, enjoyment, and it is basically a very very jovial, jovial planet, and it is pertaining to anything that is uncertain, like stock markets, business, where you can see fluctuations. These are the places where Buddha plays a very very vital role. But the major problem with Buddha is Buddha can be very, very angry. He can make a person very, very angry, though he may not be intending to say that. लेकिन गुस्से में कुछ ना कुछ बोल देता है, या नेटिव से मतलब जो कोई भी व्यक्ति है उनके मुंह से कुछ ना कुछ निकल के आ जाती है, एंड इट विल बी इजीली misconstrued. And Buddha is very important planet when it comes to the nervous system. So अगर बुधा ठीक नहीं है तो there are possibilities that the person may undergo lot of mental stress and nervous breakdown. So in the south, हमारा दक्षिण संप्रदाय में जिनका कोई भी एपिलेप्सी हो या फिर नर्वस ब्रेकडाउन हो या मूड फ्लक्चुएशंस हो, उनके लिए बहुत अत्यंत इम्पोर्टेंट काम है बुध का परिहार करना, मतलब बुध का समाधान. And regarding my final point regarding the transgender aspect of Buddha, so what it means is, as a part of the remedy for anybody who's having a Buddha dosha, who's having a problem in communication, who's having a problem in business, who are facing losses in stock market, who are having an issue with their mama, मतलब their maternal uncle, उनके लिए उनके साथ कोई व्यवहार ठीक नहीं है, या फिर उनके फ्रेंड्स के साथ कुछ व्यवहार ठीक नहीं है, तो ये लोग क्या कर सकते हैं, अपने जो गली मोहल्ले में कहाँ भी कोई ट्रांसजेंडर पीपल को देखते हैं, उनके लिए जितना हो सके उतना मदद कर सकते हैं. तो ये करने से बुध का प्रीति होती है. बस मुझे इतना ही कहना था.
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद. देखते हैं अगर विक्रमादित्य जी के ऑडियो वीडियो थोड़ा ठीक हो गया नेटवर्क. जी विक्रमादित्य जी, आपका बुद्ध सच्ची में नहीं है ठीक है. We can't hear anything at all. जी जी जी. Okay, thank you so much.
No, Mercury is also the planet for yes.
Vikramaditya ji. Gone. Now his network is only gone. Yes, Guru. So let's move on to the third segment. This is about the mantra. So what mantra are you going to say and help us up with today?
So we are going to continue from where we have actually left off. So I was actually carrying out the Lokapala series. When you were having your conversation with Acharya ji, am I audible again? Is there any voice fluctuation?
You are audible,
Okay, can
yes,
you hear me now?
yes. But
Yeah.
yes, Vikramaditya ji. Yes, go ahead.
Can you hear me now? Okay, okay. See, if you are going to do any business or trading, then Mercury is the general significator. Okay, not only for communication. If you are going for mass media work, okay, then there should be a strong influence of Mercury on your career. Okay, and if you are going for business or if you are going for any kind of trading in commodities, definitely you have to have a good Buddha. Okay, otherwise, Buddha is a businessman. It deals with all kinds of business, and Buddha also deals with media. Okay, I'm talking about entire media. Okay, I'm not talking about entertainment media. I'm just talking about journalism and news channels, newspaper, everything. And then it also deals with uh, the decision making, how your thought process works. Okay, while moon decides your emotions, Mercury decides your decision making skills. If you are having retrograde Mercury, your decision making will be out. You will start thinking out of the box. I'm not saying you're going to be making wrong decisions. No, there have been many scientists who have been having weak Mercury, but retrograde. See, retrograde planets always give a modified results. Okay, they won't give a normal results. They will be giving kind of abnormal results. So if your Mercury is retrograde, definitely your thinking process will be different, and it will help you, especially if you are if you are in a place where you have to think out of the box to solve some kind of a problem. So definitely Buddha is a very critical planet, along with the moon, especially when it comes to the emotions. See, moon deals with emotions. See, moon deals with emotions.
Sorry. My mic was also muted, and we got this question from Ekadeva Narayan, and in the meantime, we see that Vikramaditya ji's connection also went. So, Ekadeva Narayana's ji's his comment is such: I believe only refuge of Almighty Lord Narayan is sufficient for getting grace of everyone. He quotes, जिन पर कृपा राम की होई तेहि पर कृपा करे सब कोई. We don't need to worship Kshudra planets, is what he says. I grew up in Vaishnav household. We are Sampurna Rup se Vaishnav. So I have heard, I have grown up hearing uh, these thoughts, and we also had discourses, and our gurus, our bhagats, we all believe this. But I also have another point of view. Kshudra planets, Bade planets, that is not the point. But if there is a planet, that is a planet. For example, if at all I consider, I'm just assuming you to be a man, and if you're a man or a woman, even if you're a woman, then if you have a family, then you may be the one who is cooking food, who will be taking care of the entire household, who is also a working woman, probably, okay, and you would have kids, right? Now, somebody comes into your house, uh, maybe your neighbors or anyone. You certainly do not depend on upon them, but they are coming here for goodwill. On goodwill, they come to you and they ask, "Well, I want something from you, something of some importance," right? They ask you. They know that it is only you who can help, not your kids. So if your kids come around them, they are like, "Oh, let them go, whatever, forget it. I am only interested in what Gayatri is going to say. Why do I have to bother about her pets? Why do I have to bother about her kids? Why do I have to bother about her siblings or her mother-in-law, father-in-law, or mother or father? Why do I have to bother about them? Would you like me? Or would I like that person? Would you like that person? Would you be interested to help that person? Huh? The simple answer is no. Another thing, every in Sanatan Dharma, everything has its own objective. Even a rock has its own objective. You may not be able to find any meaning. I may not be able to find any meaning. This is my problem. This is something that I am lacking. It does not make the rock any less important. The rock is still doing its purpose. That is the reason why we always do namaskar even to our door, even to this chair that I'm sitting on. Dare I, throw this chair with my leg or something? My mom once she gave me nice screwing on my ear, जस्ट बिकॉज क्योंकि मैंने पैर से ऐसे एक स्टूल को पैर से मैंने ऐसे हटाया था, तो पैर को छोटा नहीं बोल रहे, लेकिन जो मैंने हेय भाव से मैंने किया, उस भाव को माँ ने बोला कि तू ऐसे क्यों कर रही है। ठीक है, तो वो एक बात है। दूसरी बात ये है कि अगर आप देखें किसी भी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में, obviously or the CEO is very important. The CEO, the chairperson, or maybe the main जो ओनर होता है ऑफ अ कंपनी, वो बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट होता है। पर हर एक काम के लिए आप सीधे ओनर के पास जाएंगे, कस्टमर सर्विस के पास ना जाकर कस्टमर सर्विस के पास जाएंगे। यदि कोई टेक्निकल फॉली है, आप टेक्निकल टीम के पास जाएंगे। हर एक बात के लिए क्या आप सीधे CEO के पास जाएंगे? ये कुछ पद्धति है। पर क्या सीईओ के पास जाना गलत है? नहीं है ना, जा सकते, किसी भी समय जा सकते हैं। पर चूंकि आप जाते हैं, बाकी लोगों को आप ये बोले कि बस नहीं नहीं आप लोग तो गलत कर रहे हैं, यही केवल सही तरीका है, ये भी सनातन पद्धति में नहीं आती है, ये बोलना चाहूंगी मैं। यदि किसी को इसमें कुछ भी ऐड करना है तो कृपया ऐड करें। एक और प्रश्न जो कि बहुत ही इंटरेस्टिंग मुझे लगा, एकदेवो जी का ही है। दैट वाज वेरी वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग। आई थिंक वन ऑफ द टू, Guru ji ho ya Vikramaditya ji ho could take this question. I believe in astrology, but I wonder how every astrologer does not become too rich when he knows what is right for him to earn good amount of money. So I think Guru can take this question. I know I also have my own take, but yeah, I would love to hear Guru and also Vikramaditya ji. Guruji, would you like to voice your opinion here?
Yes. See,
Ji.
regarding worship, regarding bhakti, they are two different aspects.
Yes.
Okay. So problem is when it comes to planets, when it comes to lokopalas, when it comes to pitrugana, we show our respect. We don't worship them. We show our respect. Since we in the Indian system, we have this habit of seeing our Ishta Devata in any deity's form. Say, for example, people know that I am a Shiva Bhakt. तो मैं अगर विष्णु जी का मंदिर में भी जाता हूँ ना, मन में मैं उनके सामने हाथ जोड़ता हूँ। ये नहीं कहता कि अरे ये तो विष्णु है, मेरा आराध्य नहीं है, मैं बिल्कुल नहीं कहता। मेरा मन में मैं जब भी ओम नमः शिवाय ही जाप करता हूँ। वैसे भी मेरा बहुत सारे लोग वैष्णव हैं जो शिव मंदिर आते हैं, वहां का प्रसाद लेते हैं, तभी उनका मन में अपना एकांतिक भक्ति तो है, लेकिन ये नहीं बोलते कि नहीं नहीं मैं नहीं आऊंगा, ये तो मोनोथीइज्म हो जाएगा, कट्टरपंथी हो जाएगा। लेकिन यहाँ पे क्या है, हमारा जो इक्वेट वर्ड्स जब इक्वेट करते हैं, जब शब्द का इस्तेमाल जब शब्द को प्रयोग करते हैं, हम ये करते हैं कि वर्शिप। नो नो, that is different. We are showing reverence, respect to the planets, and उनका जो उनके समक्ष हम जो प्ली रखते हैं। और मैं इसके लिए एक सिंपल उदाहरण दूंगा, जैसे कि आपको ये पता होगा कृष्ण का अपवाद, कृष्ण को जो शमंतक मणि, उसको लेकर एक कहानी है, जो कृष्ण ने भगवान श्री कृष्ण ने द्वादशी मतलब द्वितीय के दिन चंद्रमा को देखकर उनका जो उनके साथ जो कांड हुआ था, और बाद में उन्होंने गणेश जी का पूजा किया था, और उनके प्रति जो अपवाद उठा वो समाप्त हुआ। और बहुत कुछ है, जैसे कि राम भगवान श्री रामचंद्र का जब लग्न में गुरु का ट्रांसिट आया था, तभी उनको वनवास निकलना पड़ा। और वाली का जो अष्टम भाव में जब गुरु आया, तब उसको उसका मृत्यु हुआ था। ऐसे बहुत कुछ है, दुनिया में है। लेकिन जब हम लोग इसको एहसास करेंगे, तभी हमको समझ में आएगा कि प्लैनेट्स, लोकपाल या फिर पितृगण हमारा जो कर्म के मुताबिक हमको फल दे देंगे। तो हम क्या करते हैं यहाँ पे, तो उसी जिस देव की आज्ञा से हम जन्म लिए थे, उसी देव के आज्ञा से ये भी हमारा कर्म का फल दे रहे हैं। लेकिन हमको ये समझना पड़ेगा कि इनका वर्शिप भी हमारा हमारा नियति है और हमारा दिया हुआ नियम है। एक
I
सिंपल
would like to
एग्जांपल।
repeat the question. Guru, I will like to repeat the question. I think you sort of he did not touch the question. I believe in astrology is what he says. I think ये वाला प्रश्न बहुत सारे quite often पूछा जाता है। ये बात सभी के मन में होता भी है कहीं ना कहीं, ठीक है। आई बिलीव इन एस्ट्रोलॉजी, मैं एस्ट्रोलॉजी पर विश्वास रखता हूँ, बट मेरे मन में ये भावना आती है, बार बार ख्याल आता है कि एक एस्ट्रोलॉजर इतना वो धनी क्यों नहीं होता है, क्योंकि वो तो सब कुछ जानता है, उसको तो सही उपाय भी सारे पता होती हैं, फिर वो क्यों इतने सारे धन अर्जन करने में असमर्थ क्यों रहता है?
It is because I'll give you a simple example. एक आपने कॉफी या चाय पिए होंगे, आपका प्याले को आप टच करेंगे तो आपको कैसा लगता है? गरम गरम लगता है ना। तो वैसे ही लोग जब एक ज्योतिष के पास जाते हैं या फिर कोई साधु महाराज के पास जाते हैं ना, तब डे इन एंड डे आउट जो ज्योतिष और ये साधु, इनके पास है ना, वो लोगों का कष्ट सुनकर उसके लिए प्रार्थना करते हैं, उसके लिए ये लोग सुन सुनकर इसका भी एक प्रभाव इनके ऊपर पड़ता है। एंड इट इज लाइक दिस, every jyotish or any tantric who is actually trying to help others must have themselves very clean, and they are expected to live a very pious house, very pious life, and ये अक्सर नहीं हो पाता है। And as a result you can see that people, the jyotish, either they become greedy or they tend to step away from what they are expected to do। इसीलिए मैं जब विक्रमादित्य जी से मेरा परिचय हुआ था, तो मुझे लगा कि he is actually one of the best ज्योतिष because he lives by the rules। हर एक का अपना अपना एक रूल्स होता है ना, जैसे ही ज्योतिष का भी एक रूल्स है। जैसे एक मरीज को डॉक्टर कैसा इलाज देते हैं, वैसे ही एक ज्योतिष को भी एक हर एक जातक और जातिका से व्यवहार करने का रूल्स है। एंड वो पहला है कि वी हैव टू जस्ट टेल देम व्हाट इज देयर, उनका भाग्य में क्या है, एंड वी हैव टू काइंड ऑफ टेल देम what are the remedies and things like that, and we should not give false hope, and we should not expect anything in return। मतलब क्या है जो
The way I see it is, thank you so much, Guru. The way I see it here is that, and tell me if at all I'm wrong. Okay, why I'm saying it is because I want to know your, views on this. I'll also add Vikramji. He has tried to get back again. So I'm just saying how I think. Okay, देखिए एस्ट्रोलॉजी हो या फिर ये जो प्रिडिक्शंस हैं, ये कोई खजाने के लिए जाने के लिए चलो अब हम चलेंगे खजाना लूट करेंगे ऐसा वाला तो है नहीं ये, ठीक है। एवरीबडी वुड बी बोर्न विद देयर ओन प्रारब्ध एंड दे वुड हैव देयर ओन नियति, they would have their own their own disha, their own goals already set. Nobody is going to change that. Only you through your own karma can do that. Okay, but what does astrology help you, especially the Indian one? We are talking only in terms of our Bharatiya parampara and our Sanskriti. Is that how do you reach your goal for moksha? We do not want our Paddhati does not ask you to get entangled further into moha, maya, and artha. It asks you to go beyond that. So, a person who is going to advise someone for moksha, obviously, that person is not going to get himself tangled into this material world. That person is smart enough to say, मेरे लिए दो वस्त्र, दो कपड़े, दो जोड़ी का वस्त्र और दो वक्त का रोटी बहुत बढ़िया से हो गया। मेरे बच्चों के लिए शिक्षण, मेरे माता पिता का मैं सेवा कर पा रहा हूँ, समाज के लिए अच्छा कर पा रहा हूँ, अब मुझे बौद्धिक पे काम करना है। वो अर्थ संग्रह करने में थोड़ी ना बैठ जाएगा। आप जिसे कहते हैं रिच, दैट रिच का जो पैरामीटर है इज मनी, बैंक बैलेंस, एफडीआई, है ना, कितना हमने एफडी करके रखा है, कितना हमने फिक्स डिपॉजिट करके रखा है, ये वाला है ना। फॉर देम however the people, the real ones, the real astrologers, the real people who are in this marga, for them richness is what? Bauddhik kshamata, jnaan margi, so they will be doing the investment that way. अपना जो अभी हम लोग इतने ज्यादा वेस्टर्नाइज्ड हो गए हैं, हम लोगों के लिए पैसा ही सब कुछ होता है। आई थिंक वी नीड टू रीओरिएंट आवरसेल्व्स। दे आर स्टिल वेरी वेरी रिच, दे स्टिल नो कि अगर कुछ एक होता है, कुछ अगर मेरे जीवन में कुछ प्रॉब्लम आता है, यू सी जनरली पीपल हु आर इनटू दिस these discussions, be it any somebody who is doing their Gita part, somebody who is doing all of the some research and all, the way they will handle a particular situation is very 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 unique from any other category of people. I'm saying any other category. That person might be ruling the entire sensex, and if that person is ruling the sensex, how? With his brain and with the thinking that okay, I'm doing it for the society, not for myself, with an udar feeling, then also that person will be thinking in a different way. But I'm talking about these people who are totally in this spiritualistic and this religious world of Sanatan Dharma. Their outlook is totally different. We are not able to understand that, and we are thinking, we are comparing it from the same yardstick as that of a regular person. I think that is limiting our horizon, and it is speaking about our limitation. So we intend to broaden our horizon through all these discussions. That is why we are holding all these discussions, all these streams, precisely. If Guruji or Vikramaditya ji, आप लोग इसमें बताइए, if at all I'm wrong, right, yeah, or we can look into this viewpoint. I look at it that way. विक्रमादित्य जी, आपसे तो आज बुद्ध जी संपूर्ण रूप से रुष्ट हैं, आपसे संपूर्ण रूप से रुष्ट हैं बुद्ध जी, तो कतई नहीं होगा। आज मैं आपको निकाल ही रही हूँ। बाय बाय, नमस्ते नमस्ते। yes Guru, what do you have to say about what I feel, how I feel?
I would like to say you are forgetting one more point. Even astrologer
Okay.
is a human being, and with human, error is inevitable.
Hmm.
इतना ही मुझे बोलना है. And sometimes what
No, no, let's not talk about exceptions. I'm talking about this question. You see, we tend to. The question is this: how come he is not rich? That is the question.
as
So,
I've told you,
with this question itself, I think is incorrect when we're talking about this particular branch, because anybody who is getting into this branch is certainly not making his material, earning the center of his universe. Okay, maybe one or two people will go ahead, and if at all that is in that particular person's prarabdha also, that person has got that thing, then certainly that person will earn. But then that earning is not the primary drive of that particular person, is what I'm trying to say.
exactly. See, you can take for example, there were many astrologers who are rich and who were rich in the past as well. But
Yes.
it is like what you said, the drive towards money or drive towards fame or success is what it is important. I can show you there are number of astrologers who are treated, who are very close to the celebrities, whom we may
Mm.
think that one day can we at least get an autograph. But
Mm.
these people know in and out of those celebrities. These people know in and out of the public figures and everybody for that matter, where we cannot dare to reach. नॉट इवन उनका घर का जो दरवाजा है ना, वहां तक हमारा पहुंच नहीं है. लेकिन ये लोग उनका बेडरूम तक डिसाइड करते हैं कि विच डायरेक्शन पे होना चाहिए. लेकिन प्रॉब्लम क्या है, ये लोग लाइमलाइट पे नहीं आते हैं. इसका मतलब ये नहीं है कि वो लोग गरीब है, सड़क पे ही जीते हैं. सो
No,
प्रॉब्लली
करेक्ट करेक्ट, वेरी ट्रू वेरी ट्रू. सो आज हम अभी मंत्र के लिए चले जाते हैं, बहुत समय हो गया ऑलरेडी. 1 घंटा 2 मिनट हो गया है.
ओके. So today we are going to discuss about the mantra of Nirriti.
Okay.
So Nirriti, there are many misconceptions. They actually Nirriti is considered to be a female deity. Nirriti is considered to be Jeshta Devi, that is a elder sister of Lakshmi. Nirriti is this, Nirriti is that. But who is actually Nirriti? Nirriti is the Lokapala, who is mind born of Parameshti Brahma. तो इनका क्या काम है? When Brahma ji, he was creating the entire universe, he created two different kind of people. One was called as Yaksha, the other one were called as Raksha. Initially, the Raksha people were otherwise known as Rakshasas, were actually very good. But later they lost their prominence and they had to take sides. When the Yaksha people took the sides of Devas, the obvious Rakshasas, they took sides of Asuras. So, not essentially all Rakshasas are very bad, but this Nirriti is given the post of Rakshasadipati. So, he is uh, the presiding deity of Southwest, and यहाँ पे रहते हैं. तो इनका क्या काम है, इनका क्या फर्ज है? So, he is actually dealing with three aspects of human life. One, anything that needs to be averted. Aversion जिसको हम कहते हैं, what are the things we need to be averted with? Misfortunes, bad luck जिसको कहते हैं, bad reputation and bad thought. तो इसका स्वामी है. So if you worship Nirriti, you will not have, number one, fear. Number two, any mind related problems where it is amounting to fear. खुद से भी डर है या फिर परिस्थितियों से भी डर है. And fear of the unseen or the unknown. इससे आपको भय मुक्त हो जाएंगे. And very very essential thing is, people who have this habit of self inquiry, और सेल्फ क्रिटिसिज्म जो करते हैं ना, मैं आज गुस्सा कर दिया, या फिर मैंने आज झूठ बोल दिया, या मैंने ऐसा नहीं करना था। द मेन एस्पेक्ट इज, इफ यू वांट टू मेक श्योर दैट यू डोंट रिपीट इट, एंड आपको एक लाइफ में एक डिसिप्लिन आना चाहिए, और यू डोंट वांट टू डू द थिंग्स दैट मेक you and the others unhappy, your one stop solution is worshipping Nerurati. So what are the things that you need to do to please Nerurati? One is mantra jap, and the mantra for Nerurati, please listen very carefully. It is Om Sham, KSHAM, Sham Nirritaye Namaha. Om Sham Nirritaye Namaha. I have given this in the Devanagari Lipi and in English in your private chat. So, Om Sham Nirritaye Namaha. And what are the things that you can do to please Nirriti? Yes, you can try to find and help people who are living in a very bad condition, poor and destitute, इनके लिए, and especially जिनका घर में अगर कोई बहुत गरीब है और उनका घर में ये दहन संस्कार के लिए कोई ये नहीं है, उपाय नहीं है, तो यू कैन ट्राई टू हेल्प देम। कोई भी हो, उनका अंत्येष्टि का काम में आप थोड़ा सा भी, एक रत्ती मात्र भी आप मदद करोगे, तो यू कैन बेनिफिट और यू कैन रीप अ ग्रेट डील ऑफ बेनिफिट फ्रॉम देम। एंड इससे क्या होता है, आपका मन में कतई भय नहीं होगा, और यू विल नॉट हैव एनी evil or misguiding thoughts in your mind. एंड निवृत्ति से जब आपका संबंध होता है, तो आप इतना शुद्ध हो जाएंगे मन से, ये जो फर्क पड़ेगा लोगों को, जो फर्क पड़ेगा, और आपको भी खुद फर्क पड़ेगा कि आप क्या क्या सोच रहे थे, कौन सा थॉट्स आपके मन में आ रही, और अब 3 महीना या 6 महीने के बाद आपके अंदर बहुत सारे परिवर्तन आएंगे। और जब भी आप एकांत में जाप करना चाहेंगे या फिर कुछ भी करना चाहेंगे ना, तो आपको ये बिल्कुल फर्क पड़ेगा। आपको कुछ अगर कुछ डाउट है या प्रोसीजर के बारे में पूछना है तो कृपया पूछिए।
ठीक है। ये तो बोला भी जाता है कि आप जनरली जो डिस्ट्रीब्यूट्स हैं, जो लास्ट राइट्स में तो हम लोगों को बोला जाता है, ये अगर आप करते हैं तो इससे बड़ा और पुण्य कुछ नहीं होता, क्योंकि ये किसी भी व्यक्ति का, किसी भी जातक जातिका का, ये जैसे हम कहते हैं वो अंतिम संस्कार है। इसके पश्चात और कोई संस्कार नहीं होता है। तो बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद, आपने अपनी बात रखी यहाँ पर, और बहुत सुंदर तरीके से आपने हमें समझाया भी, मार्ग भी दिया है। तो कृपया जो लोग भी इस जाप में रुचि रखते हैं, कृपया ये जाप रखें। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। तो सभी से निवेदन है कि आप सभी लोग ऐसे ही धीरे धीरे हम एक साथ मिलकर अध्यात्म की ओर आगे बढ़ेंगे, और अच्छे से हम जीवन में उन्नति करें। आज जो हमारे इर्द गिर्द हम इतने सारे हिंसा देख रहे हैं, ये सामने वाले की हिंसा हो नहीं हो, उनके ऊपर हम टीका टिप्पणी करने वाले कोई नहीं है, पर हम क्या बन गए हैं इसके ऊपर बात करने के लिए हमारे पास संपूर्ण रूप से अधिकार है। हम हो गए हैं संपूर्ण रूप से नपुंसक, हम हो गए हैं संपूर्ण रूप से खोखले, हम हो गए हैं संपूर्ण रूप से अर्थार्थी। ये 7वें अध्याय में है, श्री कृष्ण बोलते हैं ना कि अर्थार्थी, संपूर्ण रूप से अर्थ के लिए ही हम रहते हैं और अर्थ के लिए ही हम समाहित होते हैं। इसके अतिरिक्त यदि हमारे भगवान के बारे में भी कोई उल्टा फुल्टा भी बोले, तो भी हम सोचते इसमें मेरा क्या फायदा है, बोल भी दिया तो क्या हुआ, भगवान थोड़ा क्षय हो जाएंगे। इस प्रकार की कुतर्क दे देते हैं हम अपने आप को सहलाने के लिए, ताकि हम अकर्मण्यता की ओर बहुत ही बढ़िया तरीके से हम अग्रसर होते जाएं। ठीक, जब इस प्रकार की, जिसे हम कहते हैं करप्शन, ये एक न्यायिक और नैतिक स्खलन जब होता है ना, और इस प्रकार से स्खलन होता है कि आपको लगता है कि आप तो अपनी ही पुस्तक हैं, अपने ही जो सीक्रेट स्क्रिप्चर्स हैं, उनका ही आप हवाला दे रहे हैं, उन्हीं का ही आप वाक्य ले रहे हैं। और आप कैसे ले रहे हैं? अपनी अकर्मण्यता को प्रूफ करने के लिए, अपनी अकर्मण्यता को और हवा देने के लिए, उसको बल देने के लिए। जब आप ऐसे करेंगे, उसका कोई विस्तार नहीं है। सुधर जाए हम तो हम रहेंगे, नहीं सुधरेंगे तो इस कुल का विनाश होना अवश्यम भावी है, और यही अच्छा है, होना भी चाहिए। इतने नपुंसकों का दल यहाँ पे रहेगा तो जितने भी हमारे बाकी के प्रवृत्ति के लोग हैं, हमारे जो वीर दल हैं, वे भी नपुंसकता में स्खलित हो जाएंगे। इसकी कोई आवश्यकता नहीं है। तो जो है वो कृपया आप ना रहें, ठीक है। और ये जैसे बोलते हैं ना कि सर्वाइवल ऑफ द फिटेस्ट, यस, दिस इज अगेन सर्वाइवल ऑफ द फिटेस्ट। सकता है कि मैं जो बोल रही हूँ लोगों को नहीं अच्छा लगेगा, लोगों को लगेगा कि ये तो हम तो अभी ये क्या ये सारी बातें कर रहे थे एस्ट्रोलॉजी और मैडम आ गई और हमें ये सब सुना रही है। वो नहीं सुना रही हूँ, मुझे उतना ही पीड़ा है, मैं आपको क्या बोलूं, इतना पीड़ा है कि मैं आपको बता नहीं सकती। पर पीड़ित होकर हम लज्जित है, हम पीड़ित है, हम शोभित है, क्षुद्रित है, ऐसे बोलने से कुछ होगा? मैं कह रही हूँ सैटरडे संडे हो गया, किसने आप लोगों को बांध के रखा था? किसने मुझे बांध के रखा था? क्या हम बाहर 10 लोगों को ले जाकर हम क्या बाहर धरना नहीं दे सकते थे? क्या हम नहीं बोल सकते थे कि कन्हैया लाल जी के साथ जो हुआ ये गलत हुआ? मेरठ में अभी जो इंफॉर्मेशन आया है कि मेरठ में एक हमारे हिंदू लड़के को मार के उसको टुकड़े टुकड़े करके उसको नाले में बहा दिया गया है। अमरावती में डॉक्टर, उनका नाम भूल रही हूँ मैं, डॉक्टर ऊ करके था, भूल रही हूँ, अक्षर से उनका नाम आरंभ होता है, डॉक्टर। अमरावती में कन्हैया लाल से भी पहले उनको गला रेत कर उनको मार डाला गया था। बाइक में 2 लड़के आकर उनको मारा। तो ये तो निरंतर चलता आ रहा है, फिर भी हम आराम से बैठे हैं। हम ये सोच रहे सामने वाला जाए ना, सामने वाला जाए ना। क्यों हम ऐसे सोचते हैं सामने वाले जाए? क्योंकि हमें भी पता है मन ही मन में कि यदि हम अकेले जाएंगे, अगर मैं लीड लेती हूँ, मैं पलट के देखूं, मेरे अगल बगल कोई नहीं होगा, ये हम सबको अंदर ही अंदर पता है। इसलिए हम बोलते सामने वाला जाए ना, मैं जाऊंगा, मैं जाऊंगी, वो जाए ना, फिर मैं जाऊंगा। क्यों? ये ऐसे ही करते रहते हैं हम लोग। बहुत दुख का बात है, बहुत ही दुख की विषय है। मैं तो ये सोचती हूँ मेजर मोहित शर्मा पागल था क्या? हमारे जो लितुल गोगोई जैसे लोग पागल हैं क्या? ये लोग मेजर विवेक जेकब पागल है क्या? सुरेंद्र पुनिया पागल है क्या? ये लोग पागल ही होंगे शायद। तो ऐसे लोगों के लिए करना चाहिए? कतई नहीं करना चाहिए। सब आराम आराम से जाओ और ग्रीन पैसा निकालो और वहां पर आप लोग नागरिकता लो, come back with bag full of money, loads of money, everybody will love you. अभी तो हमारे न्यायालय, हमारे अपने न्यायिक व्यवस्था भी शरिया हो गई है। अब लो, मजे करो, मजे करो। अभी अब का जो ये नस्ल है ना, ये ऐसे नस्ल है कि धुत बोल देने से तुरंत पजामा खोल करके बैठ जाएंगे, जी आ जाओ, अपना कांड करके जाओ। क्योंकि हम तो अपने सर नहीं कटवाएंगे, उसके लिए तो वीरता की आवश्यकता है। ठीक है, ये थोड़ा समय के लिए, ये आगे पीछे का क्या, पूरा का पूरा साफ करके बैठ जाएंगे, पूरा का पूरा साफ करके बैठ जाएंगे। आज का जो ये हमारा नस्ल है ये, ठीक है। और फिर हम सामने वाले के घर में मोहित शर्मा, कैप्टन मोहित शर्मा, मेजर मोहित शर्मा सामने वाले के घर में पैदा हो, ये हम अपेक्षा रखते हैं। और जब 26 जनवरी हो, 15 अगस्त हो, इन लोगों को जब वीर सम्मान दे, तो बस भारत माता की जय, भारत माता की जय, जय हिंद, जय सेना, जय हिंद, जय जवान, जय किसान, ये सब हम करेंगे। We are good only for theatrics. We are not good for doing the real work on the ground. We are not good at it, and we need to take it on our face. This is true. Let me just take a few comments before I totally kind of. Very nice discussion. Thank you. सही, बिल्कुल सत्य विषय, सत्य बात है. I actually have a series, Ekadeva Narayana. I have a series of Bhasha Shuddhi. I don't know if I have made it into a playlist or not. लेकिन यदि आप देखें तो मैं तो अगर मगर भी नहीं व्यवहार करती हूँ. मैं यदि बोलती हूँ, अन्यथा बोलती हूँ, अपितु बोलती हूँ. तो ये मेरा एक सजग प्रयास है. ये नहीं कि आरंभ से ही ऐसे एकाएक ही होता गया, नहीं, परंतु सजगता से होती है. तो मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगा कि आपने जो ये यहाँ पर कमेंट लिखा है, बिल्कुल एकदम आपने सत्य वचन लिखा है यहाँ पे. सही इज इन अरबिक और दुनिया इज इन अरबिक, साबुन इज इन. हाँ बिल्कुल, ये सारी बातें हैं, पर हम साबुन वाबुन तक भी नहीं जा सकेंगे तो भी अगर मगर लेकिन ये सारे शब्दों को तो हम धीरे धीरे अपनी शब्दावली से धीरे धीरे उनको क्षीण कर सकते हैं, बिल्कुल निकाल सकते हैं. Truly said, ma'am. Yes. God helps those who help themselves. Absolutely, absolutely. ये बिजली का कहर किसके ऊपर कौन गिरा रहा है भगवान जाने. ठीक है, इस समय तो we are at the receiving end. Yes, yes. I don't say I hate, but I have a big complaint. You know, I really have a lot of complaint towards this cowardice. And this is really really disappointing, disturbing. क्योंकि इससे फिर आप क्या कर सकते हो बताओ, कुछ नहीं कर सकते. एका एडियम पुरीला, आई डोंट नो दिस लैंग्वेज, पर मुझे लगता है ये हमारे साउथ इंडियन भाषा शैली से ही होगी. बिल्कुल. आम तमिल आम, करेक्ट. तो आज हम यहीं पे ही हमारे इस सत्र को हम विराम देंगे और रात को 8 बजे पुनः मिलेंगे हमारे जो रेगुलर सत्र है उसके साथ. आप सभी लोग इतने समय तक हमारे साथ बने रहें और अपने वैल्यूएबल, आप लोगों के बहुत बहुत मूल्यवान जो विचार है हमारे साथ आप शेयर करते हैं, इसके लिए बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद. कृपया लाइक शेयर कमेंट अवश्य करें, बेल नोटिफिकेशन भी लगाएं और अपने फ्रेंड्स फैमिलीज के पास भी आप भेजें. ये बहुत सारे लोग बोलेंगे ये अंधश्रद्धा है, पर मैं ये कहती हूँ बाकी सारे लोग जो ये टाइम्स ऑफ इंडिया में भी आते हैं ना, एरीज फलाना टॉरस, ये वो एक एक लाइन का आता है और उसमें कुछ भी कंस्ट्रक्टिवली नहीं देते हैं, लेकिन फिर भी वो लोग देखते हैं उसको. स्पीकिंग ट्री में भगवत गीता के नाम पर पता नहीं क्या क्या लिखते हैं, जो कि वो भगवत गीता के उद्धृति होते भी नहीं है. बचपन में हम लोगों को ये सारी बहुत सारी जन्म घुटियाँ हमें खिलाई गई पिलाई गई, बहुत हो गया. अब तो हम ना लें, अब तो हम इसको सीधा करें, अब तो हम इसको जो भी हो सके उसकी हम सुधार करें. ठीक है, लेकिन ये हम अकेले नहीं कर सकते. आप सभी लोगों का साथ मिलेगा, ये आप ही लोगों का प्लेटफॉर्म है, सभी लोगों का साथ मिलेगा तो ही हम एक साथ कर सकते हैं. आप सभी लोगों का बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद. हर हर महादेव, जय श्री कृष्ण. और हमारे हिंदुओं को, हमारे सनातनियों को बल प्रदान हो. भारत माता की जय.